All right. So, hey guys, for those of you who don't know, I'm William Hegman. I run the Social Agent Group. Um, I do real estate lead generation training, some coaching, CRM integrations, things like that. Um, a lot of you guys that are on here that have been on my other webinars, you guys know how I like to do things. I kind of wing these calls. So, I'm going to go over a few things with you all um, that we usually do. What I do, the CRM that we have, the follow-up pieces, kind of all of that stuff all in one. Um, Before I get logged in here to everything and start sharing my screen, does anyone have any questions for me before we get started, or any particular topics that you guys want to talk about while we're on here that I can bring up during the call? Go ahead and ask in the chat box and I'll answer it. That said, just like the last webinar a month and a half ago, I want to make sure that you guys are asking all the questions you possibly can. Don't be afraid to type those things into the chat box and let me answer them. I'll answer them kind of as we go through everything on each call. Each section of the webinar, and then we'll just let it flow from there. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. Let's see. Let me know if you can see it. And I'm going to move some stuff out of the way here real fast. Get this stuff out of the way. All right, can you guys see the Social Agent screen? You should be seeing the Social Agent website. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and get logged in here. So to start, the thing that we were going to be talking about most today was how to generate 2 to 4 more listings per month. And I kind of should have worded that. I probably should have made it like a yearly thing or something. But last year, right, I use this as an example because it kind of came as somewhat of a surprise to me because I'm part-time as an agent, because I do this mostly full-time. And then I actually have some folks on this call from another company that I'm in business with outside of real estate, but they're going to be learning some follow-up and sales tactics with us today as well. So let me see here, get in here real quick. So you guys know I did 21 listings last year, 22 million in total sales volume. And I did that part-time. That came from the seller's ads that I developed while I was out of the office for those, 2.5, 3 years that I was in and out of the office dealing with all the health stuff I dealt with. I was able to, have a lot of downtime to create those things and figure that stuff out. And then when I came back, I noticed they were working so well, I went ahead and implemented them into the main social agent training and started offering those with the lifetime package. So for those of you who are new, what I do, if you're in the social agent group, that's how you probably found your way to this webinar. I do 2 things in my training. I teach agents how to generate leads on their own, how to take control of their marketing so that they're not spending thousands of dollars on a month on lead generation companies and things like that, like Zillow and, Realtor, etc. And I also set up my top 8 ads, buyer and seller ads now. Prior to the last year and a half, I never offered sellers ads because we just couldn't figure those things out. And I refuse to, sell you guys false hope. I'm not going to sell you a seller's ad, right? That I know doesn't work. So I never offered that before. Now we have those things, so they're implemented in there. Most of my trainees just like to take the training, have me set their stuff up, and that's it. They don't ever watch the videos. They don't build ads on their own, and that's okay, right? I pay people to do things that I don't know how to do too, and I don't want to learn how to do. It's just easier to pay someone. That's why I do it both ways. Some people want to do that. Some people want to do both and learn it all on their own. Either way is totally fine. I also do all of the CRM integrations. So this is social CRM. This is our CRM platform. A lot of you guys are using it right now. We've got thousands of users on the platform at this point. Under the marketing section and campaigns, you'll notice if you're in here, we set up all of our drip campaigns for all of your ads so that when the leads come in, they get contacted immediately, they get texted, they get emailed. all that fun stuff. And you can go in here and use the dialer, etc. All of that stuff I do for you. It comes with lifetime support and lifetime refreshes as well, which is something that I've implemented in the last year or so. So one of the things we did last time when we did this webinar was that I didn't notate on this particular one was how to build an ad. So I'm going to take you through just the basic dynamics of building an ad and what goes behind those things, why the ads work, things you can do to make them better, and then we'll talk about the CRM a little bit, and then we'll go into follow-up. First, there was a question real quick that I saw. How specific of an area can you cover zip code level? Diane, you can cover really everything. I mean, you can type in a zip code, but because of the fair housing rules on Facebook, you can only do a minimum of a 15-mile radius around that zip code. You can go up to 50 miles per zip code, but you can add multiple pins all over the map. So essentially you can do everything. You can target the whole state, the whole city. You can do pretty much anything you can think of. And then John asked, do you have an ISA that helps with follow-up? I don't have a personal ISA. I use Smart Alto. It's a text-based ISA service. No, I do not have a partnership with them. It's just genuinely that's what I use. And I've recommended that to you guys, but there's no benefit, I don't think, for you guys signing up for their service for me anyway. Just that I recommend it. All right. So guys, what goes behind the ad itself? Okay. When you're in Ads Manager, you're building, the goal with an ad is to get in front of a specific buyer or seller or target, whatever it is. This right here is not a real estate ad. It's a different ad for a company I'm dealing with, but to put it in front of those folks, people that are interested in buying or selling, people that have been searching for real estate recently, and get them to take action on the ad. So one of the main things people focus on is targeting, and they think, okay, well, if I target the right people, it doesn't matter what ad, what I put in front of them, it's going to work and it's going to be great, right? That's not the case. And you guys can ignore these messages over here. They don't. Facebook puts this crap up all the time. It doesn't matter. You know, you set your budget, like right now on this particular budget for this ad, I've got 600 a day. Again, this is a different company. This is not real estate. So don't get scared. You don't have to spend $600 a day as a single agent. Typically you spend about 20 bucks a day. But when we're targeting ads, again, my goal is to get these ads in front of people who have been online doing certain behaviors like searching for real estate on different websites, using certain keywords, so that I know they're looking for real estate. Okay. Once we figure out those targets, which are taught in the training, right, we want to pick where we want to put them at. So I put them all over the Facebook feed, Instagram feeds, marketplace, pretty much anywhere you can think of Facebook and Instagram, these ads are going to display to. Okay. Then of course you've got your section where you're choosing age. Unfortunately on Facebook, again, you can't edit by age. You can't edit by gender. You can't, none of that stuff. You have to keep it pretty bland and target by interest section only. Once you have that set, you have the right people for your audience, you're going to go into the ad content piece, right? So let me, I'm just going to try to find a different one. This, again, guys, this is a different business, but I'll give you an example. I'll go through some of my verbiage here. So I always want to use a single image. And I know a lot of people, and I know a lot of this stuff has been said on some of the other webinars, but again, you guys want me to go over these things over and over again, so I'm doing it again for you. People always say, video is the next best thing, or it is the best thing. It's getting the, the best results right now. And that may be true for certain types of products, right? But when you're talking about a real estate lead or a lead that needs to be submitting their information to an ad for a specific thing like buying a home or getting a loan, right? They're not going to respond to videos. But the reason why I don't like videos, right, is because with a single image, you're putting a still image in front of them. You want it to be loud. You want it to be bright and vibrant. You want it to catch their attention. Okay. We have to make them stop, read what we're putting on there, submit their information, and move on. Now, as I say on my training videos, there's a lot of you on here that haven't seen those videos or haven't signed up for training yet. But one of the things I say on there is like, have you ever been on your phone? You see a video pop up. Let's just say it's an ad video, right? It pops up, you get interested, you click on it, it starts to play. As you're watching it, right underneath your phone, right underneath the video, Facebook uses its algorithm to recommend other videos that are based on things that you like to watch or that you've been watching on Facebook. So if you watch, cat videos are going to pop up, right? If you watch comedy shit's going to pop up. Okay. I would say 10 times out of 10, damn near almost 100% of the time, people are going to go, oh, cool, a fight video or, whatever. And they're going to click on that video. When that next video pops up, what happens? They get sucked into the rabbit hole. They start going through and looking at videos. By the time, before they know it, they've spent 15, 20 minutes looking at videos. I do this all the time. Okay. I guarantee you, most of you guys do it too, right? By the time that person were to back out, even if they still remembered that they had hit your ad to begin with, which they probably won't. Once they back out to the news feed's already refreshed, your ad's gone, and you lost that opportunity because you allowed that user to deviate away from the ad itself. You always want to keep them right here on the screen, view it, hit them with the verbiage, and the verbiage has to be engaging as well. There are three things or a few things, maybe a few more than a few things that I like to do to catch people's attention and get them to take action, right? I want to call them out. So in the case of a real estate lead, attention homeowners, right? We all see that. We're calling them out, or attention home sellers, or whatever you're targeting. Then you want to identify a problem for them. So for like people that are looking for a list of homes, for example, or they're out there searching, I put together, don't waste your time searching all over the internet or driving around looking for homes for sale, right? That's a problem you're identifying for them. 9 times out of 10, people are doing that. They're in their car, they're driving around on the weekend, they've got their kids with them. It gets frustrating. I don't understand why in 2023 people still do that, but they do, because my wife makes me drive around random neighborhoods looking at houses sometimes and we don't even want to move. So it's kind of crazy, just, pipe dream type stuff. But a lot of buyers and sellers do that when they're starting to look for their next home. After that, you want to give them a solution, right? I put together a list of all homes for sale in your price range. Now you've given them a solution, right? All you have to do, click learn more, and I'll send you that information right away. Then you've offered them a way to get that information. Okay. Then towards the bottom or the headline, what I typically do is I typically try to create a sense of urgency, right? Can you afford to miss this opportunity? That's what I'll put into the ad. Now they're starting to wonder, well, what's it going to cost me if I don't submit my information here? Am I going to miss out on something? Do they have something I don't know about? Now I've made them want the information. I've created a sense of urgency, and they're going to submit their information. That's why you guys see all of the results in my group with all of the people posting reviews about the leads they're getting, is because that methodology, it works, right? I've tested it over the last 8 years and it works very, very well. Okay. So then of course you're going to go in here and you're going to play with a few things like the Ad Advantage Plus Creative. This is a pretty cool feature because what it does is it takes the ad that I've built and it will add other variations of banners and things to the ads and create different variations of the ad on its own, which is pretty awesome because I just started using it and we've seen a reduction in the cost per lead and an increase in the quality. So it's doing very well. After that, guys, then, you put together your form, sync it to your CRM, do your drip campaigns, all that stuff. I can't tell you how to do all that on this call. Otherwise I wouldn't have a business, right? If I gave all that away. But honestly, if I told you how to do it on this call anyway, it would still be pretty difficult to do. That's why I offer a service for it. Now, once we're done with this, you save it, the ad goes into review, it goes, and then it goes active, right? Next thing to do is to work on the CRM. So in a second, we're going to talk about the CRM, but I'm going to stop for a minute. I'm going to answer some of these questions that are coming in because there's quite a lot of them. and then we'll move on to the CRM. So let's see. Do you have a David Liberator? I think I said your name right. Do you have a preset up guide before our call next week? David, if you're asking about our training for next week, you'll have to message me about that, not on the webinar. Veronica Warwick, can you have more than one ad running? Veronica, yeah, you can have as many ads as you want running. I set up 8 ads for you because those are the top 8 tested ads that cover different areas of real estate, from buying, selling, first-time home buyer, list of home, veterans, etc. You could run all 8 of those at the same time if you want. Let's see. Melissa Vianney asked, what about A/B testing? I do a lot of A/B testing on my own. So here, I'll give you guys an example. This will actually lead me into something else. I'm going to go over to Ads Manager again. So do I A/B test? Yes, I've A/B tested over the last 8 years all over the country. I do it in different languages, just like Veronica's asking. I've done it in English and Spanish. Adam Hamadat, one of my clients, I just did all of his ads in Arabic. But to give you an example, because people go, man, I see you posting all that stuff in the group, and I'm not going to show you guys this to be like, hey, look at all this money I spent. It's to show you that what I write in the group, what I put into the group is true. You can talk to any of my trainees that you want to speak to about it if you like. That's totally fine with me. I spend $300,000 to $400,000 a year on advertising. It's kicked up in the last year or so. Obviously, I was out most of 2020, 2021, and I was out all of 2020 and 2021, most of 2022. But to give you an example, for A/B testing, I test every city, every area. I have spreadsheets for pretty much everything you can possibly think of to know what ads are going to work and in what areas they're going to work in. Okay, so these are all my inactive, active, deleted campaigns, all that fun stuff. I have spent since March of 2020, most of that being in 2022 and 2023 since I've been back, $366,921.12 testing ads. That's where those leads, those referral leads that I talk about in the group come from. If you're a trainee of mine, if I get a lead in your area and I go to my spreadsheet, and I'll give you just a little glimpse. I'm not going to show you guys all of this stuff, but this is what my spreadsheet looks like. Okay, this is a lot of my active trainees. Okay, it goes on and on and on and on, right? I'm going to take that away. If you're on that sheet or you're on that referral link I send out, I will send you leads as they come. If I have multiple people in your area, I'll round robin them and go from there. But just to give you guys an idea, so yeah, I do a ton of A/B testing, but the ads I set up for you, they're already tested, they're ready to go. I don't typically have to edit ads very often to know what's going to work and what's not going to work in your area. Okay. Let's see. I'll take a couple more questions, then we're going to move on to the CRM piece because I know you guys are going to have a lot of questions about that. Melissa said, what would be a reasonable monthly budget for a solo agent? $200 to $400 a month is typically what a solo agent will spend. The cost per lead varies, depends on the area you're in, the type of ads you're using. And a lot of people get confused. They think Facebook's charging them a certain amount per click or whatever. You're not paying per click. If you spent $25 a day on an ad, you're going to spend that $25 whether you get 0 leads or whether you get 20. The way we come up with an average cost per lead is simply how much money you've spent total on the ad divided by how many leads you've received so far. That's your cost per lead. Patrick Yates, yes, I do have a veterans only geared towards veterans only ad. And then I'm going to answer this last question. Melissa, one more time. What about retargeting? We can no longer retarget ads on Facebook for housing ads. It's against the rules. You can try to do it without choosing the housing category, but Facebook will catch you and they will shut your account down when they catch you doing it. It's part of the fair housing uh, rules that Facebook and the U.S. government put into place and agreed to. So they no longer allow that to happen. All right, so AJ, I'll come back to your question in a minute. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the CRM here in a second, and then I'll come back to some of these questions. So this is social CRM. So one of the biggest questions I get right now, or one of the more frequent questions I get right now, is do we have to use your CRM to take your training? The answer is no, you do not. You can use any CRM on the market that integrates with Facebook, either direct or through Zapier or a tool that acts as a bridge to send leads from Facebook into, excuse me, into your CRM. Okay. You can choose from a lot of different ones that are out there. Over the years, I've just seen so many agents complaining about, my CRM doesn't have this, my CRM doesn't have that. Like, I really want this, my CRM is too expensive, etc. So we set out to build our CRM to be extremely user friendly, be a value add to your business, and make it easy to use. So we have a direct Facebook integration. We have forms you can build out on here. We have a dialer, you can text. One of the things that a lot of the other CRMs are starting to do away with now, at least the non-IDX ones, is they're getting rid of the ability to do fully automated texting campaigns. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. When I saw Follow Up Boss do that, and some of the other CRMs follow suit, to me, and I'm not gonna say which one did it for, benefit of money or not, but to me, that is just them trying to increase the bottom line and not worried about whether or not you are able to close your business. Because right now, effectively, email gets less than a 5% response rate. That pretty much makes it dead, right? Like that. I mean, there's no better way to put it. It's dead. Like less than a 5% response rate on the emails that you're sending. And part of those are probably going to be don't email me anymore, right? Stuff like that. Text message, however, gets a 96+% response rate, especially if you use the follow-up advice and tactics that I use, right? Very simple stuff that you implement into the business that make things work. I do it with you guys all the time. I told you there were people on here from one of the other companies that I'm involved in right now that I'm helping train. They're on this call and they've implemented that into their call scripts. The reason why I'm telling you about them is because those follow-up tactics don't just work for real estate. They work for everything. It's sales in general, right? It's working a lead and getting a lead to respond to you. That's the hardest part. Once you have that, once you get a response from them, then it's open for you to start building rapport and generate business from that client. Okay. Now, again, for the CRM, I'm going to take us over to the main page real quick. I'm logged into it right now, but I'm going to take us over to the main page. Don't worry about that. That's my computer. It always does that crap. So again, we've got Facebook integration, drip campaigns, dialers, pay as you go texts and emails. Now, a lot of you are going to have questions on that. We do things differently, and that because of that, we are about 75% cheaper for text, emails, and calls than any other CRM on the market. Okay, so CRMs like LD or Follow Up Boss or whatever, they charge you your monthly fee, right? Then they charge you for text and emails. But what they do is every month you're going to have to buy a package. That package is either 50 or 75 or $100. They give you X amount of text and emails in that or calls. Chances are they're marking it up 100%. So for $100, you're getting $50 worth of text, emails, and calls. At the end of the month, whatever you don't use, you lose. That's the same with all of them. And you have to rebuy the next month. We don't do that. We allow you to load your account. Okay, I'm gonna go over here. This is my balance. This is on my account, right? I loaded my account with this balance. It's a fraction of a penny per text, email, and call that goes out. It pulls from that balance. If you, most agents, and again, don't get worried by this large balance. I do this because I send a large amount of text messages out. Just to give you an example, I'll deviate from the conversation for a second, just so you know. Everybody gets worried when they see those big numbers up there, right? I have 900,736 contacts in my CRM right now. That's why my balance is so large. You guys are not going to have that when you're starting out. So you can start out with a balance of say $25, but we don't care how long it takes you to burn through that balance because we're not making any money off of you. You can load $50 in there and it could last you all year. And I'm going to go, good for you. You were able to conserve your cash. I'm not profiting from it. So it doesn't matter to me. My goal building the CRM was not to profit off of you guys, right? My income comes from training. I'm able to help you guys win deals, close deals. I make money on my training. You guys would get a shit ton of ROI in return. Everybody's happy. And now I have the CRM here to make it easier for you. When the leads flow from Facebook into the CRM, the emails go out, the text messages go out. You should be calling and texting on top. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we go into follow-up. But first, I want to go through a couple more of these things. Again, we have credit rollover, tons more on the platform, lots of different features. But I know a lot of you guys have questions right now. So ask the questions you need to ask about the CRM, and let's go through these things together. And honestly, you guys might stump me because this CRM, my team did a wonderful job putting this together. We started this project right before I got sick, and most of it was done while I was in recovery. So I am still learning to become a pro for, at this, using this particular CRM, even though it's my own. So let's go through it together and see what questions I can answer for you guys. And I'm going to scroll back up here and answer some questions I missed while you guys are asking those. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Here we go. AJ. So AJ asked, on your seller leads, it says, would you like to learn how to increase the value of your home quickly before you put it on the market? AJ, on the training email I sent you. All right, I'm going to give you guys a quick snapshot of something. Let's see here. This is the training email that goes out. Okay. You're not going to be able to, I don't care about showing that because you can't see the password. Sorry, I don't want to put the password on here. When that email goes out, it's got attachments on it. A lot of you missed this stuff. It's got a pre-listing package that helps them get their home ready for sale, right? I'll open that up for you real quick. You can go in here. You can use Adobe Editor to edit it. Take out that's not the real estate company I'm with, guys. I have my own, obviously. You can edit it, put your own information on it. It's chock full of information that we've put together for you to be able to do a presentation for your clients with that. Let me go back to that email. We've got the buyer's guide, home buyer's prep kit, drip campaigns and text for those of you who have CRMs that you're going to use that I don't work inside of. Common objections and how to handle those things. If you have a team, this is how I track my team's first 100 days production. Somebody asked about the ISA. If you hire your own ISA, I even have an ISA sales agreement that we use for our inside sales agents. Expired scripts, ISA to-do list, job tasks, job description if you want to put out an ad. I mean, I've put together quite a pretty, in-depth system for you here to get you started, whether you're a solo agent or starting a team. If you want to start a team, I've even got a team agreement in there for you. And then all the different ad scripts and targeting goes in here as well. So AJ, that was a long way of saying, send that PDF to the people that are asking about that. Lisa, I just signed up for your CRM and I'm getting rid of Follow Up Boss. How do I get my leads to flow into the new social CRM arm? So that's a good question. Let me see, is Christiana on this call? Christiana is my assistant. She works inside of social CRM a lot more than I do, but there is an upload section right here in front of me. Boom. When you download your leads from Follow Up Boss, you're going to come in here. You can upload as a CSV, drag or drop it, and then it's simple. First name, last name, email, phone number, notes. You map those fields, upload the list, and done. Now, I will tell you, there is an upload limit on here. Most of you don't have 2,000 plus contacts, but there are some of you out there that might be like me that have almost 1 million. Unfortunately, in the CRM, right, this was not built to be a Salesforce.com type CRM. Although we were able to get my 1 million contacts in here, on your side, if you do over 2,000, you need to send that to support because you can't upload CSVs on your user account if it's over 2,000 users. I'm gonna deviate real quick. ERC team, I know you're on this call watching. We're gonna get to some really good stuff here in a minute. I think some of it's probably already been very helpful for you. Some of the stuff that we're going to talk about as we go through this CRM is going to be very helpful for you as well. And then the follow-up piece is going to come in just a second so that you guys, a lot of it's already stuff that I've talked about, but I want you guys to hear some of the questions that some of these folks are asking so that you guys can get used to so you guys can see what people that are in this, in a sales role are doing on a day-to-day basis. All right, let's see here. Veronica's asking, and I'm going to put my phone on mute real quick, guys, because it's going crazy. Every time I have these, it goes crazy. What is the cost to use the dialer? I've been considering Mojo. The dialer is already included in the cost of the CRM, and it's 1 cent per minute on the cost, so it's not expensive at all. Let's see. Ashley McGee, if we paid the lifetime fee, does that include the CRM? Where can we access the training? Ashley, so whenever I send you that information on there, there's a blurb at the top and the bottom. Totally not being passive aggressive here. I'm just letting you know it's there. For anybody else, when I send you that information, when you ask for information on my training, it does say on there, my training is a one-time fee only, and it does not include any outside tools or ad spend that you pay to Facebook. CRMs, that's a monthly fee. That's a separate cost from my training that you have to pay. Whether you use my CRM or someone else's, you have to pay that. Same with Facebook ad spend. My training is a one-time fee. I'm setting up my ads for you. I'm giving you access to all of my data, my documents, all the stuff I put together. After that, any cost you incur to run your ads on Facebook or Instagram or pay for your CRM or website, that's a cost you guys have to pay for aside from that. And then Ashley, the training would have been emailed to you the day of training. If you don't have it, just message me with your email and I'll send it over to you. Let's see, Alicia Goolsby. Is there a Sphere contact opportunities like a newsletter? So you can send out like different things inside of there. You can mass email contacts. You can put together stuff like that. I've personally not done it, but there is training on the social CRM site. If you get it, go to the socialcrmpro.com, go to the bottom and hit the training videos link. It'll take you over to our YouTube channel with all of our training videos on there. Let's see. I'm going to go through a couple more of these guys, and then we'll start talking about the follow-up piece, and we'll start talking about the listings. So is there a way to get a copy of these attachments? If I sent you the video link, John, which I believe I did, they're already attached to the video. You just have to go in your email and look at the attachment section. You may not be able to see it on your phone, but it'll be on your desktop. Christy, they are on the email. Every email that goes out has them on there, guys. When I send the email out, I click this. They're all right there. They're always sent. So if you're not seeing them on your phone, check your settings on your email or log into your desktop and you'll be able to see them. Let's see, and the new one's coming in after I get rid of Follow Up Boss. The new one's coming in, Lisa, will automatically go into the CRM and be loaded under the contact section. I'm going to answer a few more questions, guys, and then we're going to move on to the seller leads and how I convert them and then follow up. So AJ said, I went back and looked through my emails. Doesn't appear I've received that email PDF. Please message me your email and I'll send that over to you. Lisa, yes, I'll repost I'll repost this webinar on the group, so you'll be able to watch it there. It'll also be uploaded to our social agent support YouTube channel. And then last question, you send the email the day of the training. Yeah, yes, Stephanie, I do. I send the email over to you the day that we train. What about sources? What about leads from other sources like realtor.com? Alicia, we don't have direct connections with realtor.com or Zillow, but you can use Zapier to create a Zap to send them from realtor.com into social CRM. So you can import leads from anywhere. We just don't have direct connections with every single platform out there, but there's a way to get them in, yes. Now, inside the CRM, I'm going to take a few more questions about specific functionality stuff. If it's not about functionality, I'm not going to answer it right now. Is there anything about the CRM that you guys want to know specifically from a functionality standpoint before we move on to talking about the follow-up and how I generate my listings? Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna grab something here. Are you able to drop voicemails on a dialer? Yes, John, there is, we're able to integrate with Sly Broadcast, and we do voicemail drops on there, yes. Is there a limit as to how many emails you can send? Can you do a bulk? Yes, you can. Now, I recommend you not try to send out, 5, 6, 7,000 emails a day, because that'll get you flagged for spam, and then you'll end up, your domain will end up on the blacklist, but you can do that. David, for IDX, I don't personally have a realtor website. I've never needed it. Here's the thing. So that brings up another question that David just asked. With the website, right? Everybody, when we're generating leads, they think to themselves, I need to set up some sort of automation to send them exactly what they're looking for from that ad immediately. You never want to do that. It's a terrible idea. Here's why. When you send a user the information they're looking for immediately once they hit that ad without talking to them and getting the specifics, you take away any need for them to talk to you. You've sent it to them already. They have no reason to answer the phone for you now, right? You need to call those people. Plus, you really don't know what to send them. If a person hits an ad and says, hey, I need information about the first-time homebuyer programs, you don't know what kind of first-time homebuyer you're talking to. You don't know what they qualify for. If they're looking for a list of homes that are for sale, are they $200,000 homes or are they $2 million homes, right? You can't just send them everything, right? You have to speak to them, and that is your in. Hey, John, this is William. I'm giving you a call because you submitted your information to my list of homes ad on Facebook. I need to get a little bit of information from you so I can send that information over. What price range are you looking in, right? That's not typically how I open a call, but for that particular ad, that's exactly what I would do. Because one, it tells them why you're calling. Hey, you contacted me. We're going to talk about this a little bit more in the actual follow-up piece of this webinar, but you contacted me. What can I do for you? What's up? That's the nice way of saying, you hit me up. What's up? What do you need? Right? Get all their information from them, send them what they need. Now you've got a relationship. When you text them, they're going to talk to you, right? That's how this happens, right? You go sending them a bunch of stuff on email and text and tell them, hey, I sent you what you needed. They're never going to speak to you again. You lost them already. Then they're going to move on and they're going to find someone else to work with. Yeah, exactly, John. You eliminate yourself immediately before you even get started. You're done. So AJ said, I find it funny that one of the pages you have open says, oh, okay. I didn't know you guys could see that. He's pointing this out right here. That's right. Because my motherfucking allergies bother me every day. Every day. They're killing me right now, actually, because we have a storm coming in. That's exactly what that is. So when I click on that, it takes me to my allergy report so I can see how bad my allergies are going to kick my ass that day. That's what that is. All right, so there's a few other things I want to talk about before we move on I'm going to give you guys some more time to ask a few more questions about the CRM. So some of the everyday questions that I get, since they haven't been asked in here, I've been waiting for somebody to ask these questions, but one of them is, how long does it take to get a closed deal from your system? And ERC folks, this applies to you as well. Just think about it in terms of the product that we have on that side, right? That's a question that's very difficult to answer because one, there's multiple things that go into that. One, I mean, it could be a lead that's gonna, answer you right away. It could be a lead that's not good. It could be, leads that can or can't qualify. Depends on what type of ads you're using, right? But here's the first thing though. You're not going to close any deals from the system unless you know how to work these leads, right? I can generate leads for you all day long, but I can't close those deals for you. You have to be following up. You have to understand that there's an average, right? As long as the people talk to you and like you and they're qualifiable, they'll probably buy from you. But if you're not doing this right, you sound like a robot. You're on that phone. Hi, AJ. My name's Will, right? And then you're asking all these automated robotic questions. You're going to lose them when they're gone, right? It's a done deal from that point. If you call them, like I hear some agents call them and you're super aggressive and you sound like an asshole, you're going to lose them, right? I could generate pre-approved leads for you all day long, but if you're an asshole when you talk to people, they're not going to buy from you. That's not something I can control, right? So now the average, however, is 3 to 6%. If you watch some of my previous follow-up webinars that I've done, every one of them is different. You guys are probably asking, why do you do these all the time? Because every time I do a follow-up webinar, it's always different. I don't run the same thing, right? I don't read off of a list of questions. There's a few that I'm asking that I wrote down. But other than that, this shit's all off the top of my head. We do it this way so that it comes off genuine and it's a real life circumstance, right? The average close rate across the US for for a lead in general, not just real estate, is 3 to 7, 8%. For real estate, it's anywhere from 3 to 6%, depending on where you are, how good you are at following up on leads, and a couple of other factors, right? But 3 to 6% for real estate. And then a lot of people will go, well, that sounds really low. Well, here, let me give you some insights into what that is. Like, man, I'm only getting 3 deals potentially out of 100 leads. Oh, you're only getting 3 deals if you work the leads. You could potentially have 0, right? I'm not that lead generation guy that sells a product and is going to tell you, yeah, man, you're going to close a shit ton of deals, right? I don't know that. I can't tell you that, but I can tell you that I'm the only one out there that does these webinars for free to teach you how to do it and do it right. Okay. So let's say my leads are not that expensive. Okay. Let's say that worst case scenario, you've got 100 leads, cost you $20 a lead, $2,000 it costs you to generate those leads, right? So $2,000. You only close 3 of them. That's 3%. That's the bottom tier. So you suck, really. No, I'm just kidding. You're just learning how to really convert. Okay, close 3 deals. Anybody know the average home price in the U.S. offhand right now? Something like what, 400 or 500K? I think. I haven't looked in a while. In my area, it's so 450. Yeah. So I'm gonna do the math out here just to make it easy for people. Okay, 3%, 13.5. Okay, I don't pay a split, but I know some people do. But let's just assume your split is 20%. So there's your take home for that one deal. Minus 2,000, $30,400 in ROI. And here, look, I'll even do you one better. I'll take out let's just say my training costs 1,000. My training is typically around $2,000 for the top package. I do have that as half off right now because I'm trying to help you guys out because of the market shift and how bad it's been for you all to be able to afford these things. Because of that, I've been extremely busy, but it's been worth it. But again, even if you take out the cost of my training, all of your stuff, and let's even say you took out $2,000 for running around, $27,400 in ROI. on a $2,000 spend plus my training. Okay. Now, say you're generating, what you should be generating is somewhere around 300 leads a month. 82 grand. Let's say it takes you, now you're not going to be, over time, you'll be able to get to, 3 deals, 4 deals a month. It's going to take you a little time to get there, but you'll get there. And for those of you who have not looked through the social agent group, as we finish up this call here in a little bit, I will take you through some of the posts in the group to show you like the success, right? The beauty about the group is anyone can put online, hey, Jack from New York said he made $1 million on my system. Who the hell is Jack? What's his last name? How do we get a hold of him? Right? You go into the social agent group though. Okay. I'm going to pick on one of my trainees, right? You go in here. This is a group full of people that we know. I'm going to go ahead and unpin this real quick. So Luciano, very first person to pop up here. Okay. This is a actual agent. Okay. This, I'm going to view his main profile. eXp Realty, Wellington, Florida, every single person in there. There's probably 30 or 40,000 reviews in the group. You can verify who all these people are so you know what you're getting. Okay. And just an FYI, my system took him in 3 years to $500,000 in GCI year over year. It allowed him to go from working full time to being able to work with his wife full time. Okay. Now, again, you're going to do well as long as you follow my follow-up systems. But if you're doing things on your own and you're one of those people that thinks, oh, what I'm doing is great, even though it hasn't been working for you so far, then you're going to be stuck in that vicious cycle for a very, very long time. People ask me, do you use scripts? No, I do not. I don't use the version of my thought process or my version of scripts in my head is probably different than yours. I don't use big, giant, long scripts because I don't need to in this particular business. I do use certain questions and things like that to get responses. But once I ask those questions and I get them to talk to me, everything else from there just kind of flows naturally. When you get a lead to talk to you, there's no difference when you're talking to them than when you're talking to someone who walks up to you in Starbucks and goes, hey, you're a realtor, I'm looking to buy a home. Well, I'm damn sure I'm not going, hey, hold on, let me fucking get in my backpack, find this script here and look him in the face and read off that shit, right? You're having a natural conversation, and that's how you have to be when you're on the phone with these people. Okay. Melissa, Beyond said we don't call them scripts, we call them conversation guidelines, 6-to-1, right? So it's all the same thing. I don't script anyone. I don't put them on or conversation guidelines for that matter. But again, I don't use scripts. These leads are warm. The only thing that we did was we took an ad to that lead on Facebook. We put the ad in front of them, but those people hit the ad because they're genuinely looking to buy or sell a home. Okay. So again, these are leads that contacted you. You need to let them know that. We spend tons of money on leads, as I showed you before, A/B testing these things and testing these follow-up methods to know that they work, right? Another unpopular opinion on my follow-up, right? I'm going to just go ahead and just go into the follow-up piece because I don't see a lot of questions about the CRM. Well, what do you do with cold leads? That's a question I get. I don't let them get cold, right? What do you mean by that? I call and I call and I call and I call. Do you leave voicemails? No, I don't. Why? Because when I leave a voicemail, it makes it very difficult for me to call that person back. And if they answer the phone, they go, man, dude, you left fucking 2 voicemails already. Why are you calling me again? So I want to keep calling. Okay. I want them to either pick up that phone and tell me to piss off or talk to me. It's a buy or die situation for me at that point. Okay. A lot of people, and this is one of the things I was talking to with the sales folks at this other company I'm working with, is dealing with being upset when someone tells you to Again, I'm sorry if any of you guys are offended by my language, but that's just who I am. So, they tell you to fuck off, right? They tell you, don't call me, whatever. They yell at you, they scream at you, they call you a name, right? That's going to happen. Okay. It's not the first time you're ever going to hear a curse word from a lead on the phone. Okay. I don't look at that as a bad thing. I look at it as a good thing. Some of you are probably rolling your eyes right now. How the fuck could that possibly be a good thing? Right. Because think about it in terms of this, and I'm going to spare you the math, right? Just if we had 100 leads, and I just went over this day before yesterday with a team of people, that you're calling and you're calling that 100 leads every, 3 times a week. That's 300 calls. Let's just say you spent, I guess I will do the math. Let's just say you spent a minute per call. That's 300 minutes that you wasted on that for the week. Okay. And really, most people are calling them twice a week. So I'm going to do realistic numbers for you, and I am going to show you the math because I want you guys to understand the significance of why we need these leads to tell us they don't want to work with them, why we need to call until we get them to tell us to F off or piss off or they talk to us because of this. Eventually, and with my system, you're going to generate leads very quickly. You're going to have 300 leads, right? Let's just say even 200 of them weren't responding right away, okay? Or 200 of them have no intention of ever working with you, okay? You spend a minute a piece with these people per call. That's 200 minutes. If you're using my system, you're calling them about 5 times a week. That's 1,000 minutes a week. Divide that by 60 minutes. Oh, not 6 minutes. That's 16 hours a week you're wasting on calling leads that have absolutely no intention of speaking to you. 66 hours a month. That's a week and a half's worth of work for a normal full-time person. That's why I do the buy or die method on here. I need those people to remove themselves from my system or tell me to remove them so that I can focus my time on people who want to work with me. And I'm going to call and text and email and do whatever I can to get to them until I do that. Some people are not built for that sort of aggressiveness, but I can almost guarantee you one thing. The agents that are in your market that are making the 100,000, 200,000, $500,000 a year, like Luciano, he's like that. He does what I'm telling you right now. I guarantee you. Okay. So again, you got to get over that fear of people yelling at you or cussing at you. Just move on. Think of it as a good thing. Thanks. They just let me know not to call them anymore. Be done with it. Right. Now, some people have asked about branding. Okay. And this is the last thing I'm going to touch on here. And I'm going to take some questions about follow-up. Okay. When I get people that take my training, and I'm not directing this at any one of you, okay? I'm just saying it in general. If you happen to be one of the people on the phone that has said this to me before, well, I'm sorry, it's the truth, but I'm going to say it. You all have been working with me and known who I am for the last 8 years, so you know I'm going to be blunt as shit. I'm going to say what I want because it's the truth, okay? We do not brand these ads because that takes the user's attention away from the goal of the ad, which is to convey the information that we want to get across about what we're doing and getting them to submit. I don't want my ad to pop up and then have your face like right in the side of it. Okay. It doesn't matter if it's got gold and black colors and cursive writing on it. And again, I don't say these things to people to be mean, but here's my rebuttal when someone goes, I don't really like the way your ads look. They look ugly. I'm not sure about that. That doesn't match my brand. My question is to them is, why did you contact me? Okay. And typically the response is, well, I need help generating leads. Is your brand not doing that for you already? Right? Passive aggressive, I know. Okay. Well, no, if your brand was working, you wouldn't be talking to me. We don't need to brand those things. We need to do what works. I use ads and photos and verbiage and designs that I absolutely hate. I personally don't like it. But when I use it and I test it, the numbers don't lie. So at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter what I like. It gets the numbers to come in. It gets the leads to come in. Gets me opportunities to close deals. That's what works. And I mean, let's be real here. No one gives a shit about anyone's branding on Facebook. Okay. I know that's aggressive, right? But seriously, when was the last time you guys said, you know what? That appliance company has some damn good branding on their Facebook page. I'm going to go find them on Facebook right now. When was the last time any one of you actually did that? Let's be realistic here. Okay. 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, you're going to look at someone's ad, maybe click on it. You're not going to their Facebook page to search through it, and you're going to bounce and you're out of there. Okay. You've probably liked hundreds or thousands of Facebook pages on Facebook. When was the last time you ever got on Facebook one day and said, I'm going to go check out William Hegman, the realtor's Facebook page today? Not the social agent, because everyone wants to come there because it's fucking awesome, but my realtor page, right? You're not going to do it. It just doesn't happen. Customers are not thinking that way. They don't care about your brand. They care about what you can offer them at that moment, what they need at that moment. We live in a generation of instant gratification. And if you're not giving that to people, they're going to go find someone else who is. Simple facts. Doesn't mean it matter if you agree with me. I don't need you to. It's a fact, statistical fact based on the data that we do every day from doing these things. Okay. So I'm going to look at some of the questions here. Chris, yeah, this is being recorded. How about sending a text? Brenda, can't see your last name on here, but Brenda said, how about sending a text? Same as leaving a voicemail. Oh no, text is absolutely what you want to do. Text gets read, almost 100% of the time. But here's the difference. And this is one of the things I just implemented again with that other company. And this is mentioned on a lot of my other webinars. When you send a text message or when you open a call and you open it with, hey, William, this is Brenda from blah, blah, blah realty. And I'm texting you today because of yada, yada, yada. You give them a paragraph to read. They're not reading that. They're going to respond, stop, or don't text me anymore. Or they're going to hang up on you if you're on the phone with them, or they're going to tell you, leave me alone, and they're going to take me off your list, and then they're going to hang up. They're not even going to give you a chance to speak. Okay. That's a good question, because again, it leads me back into two different things. When you're opening a call, these are on my scripts that are on the training emails that I send, by the way, guys. Hey, Brenda, this is William. I'm calling you because you submitted your information about selling your home and getting the information that I offer to help you increase the value before you sell. How can I help you? Right? You've just put the ball back in their court. You've let them know. You messaged me. You contacted me. I'm calling you back. What's up? You just said it in a very nice way. That's all. Now, when I'm texting someone and I want to get a response, that's not what I text. I go, hi, is this Brenda? That's it. That's the first text. Okay. They're almost 100% of the time they're going to respond. Let's call it 95% because it's never 100%, I guess. But you're going to respond. Why? Because you're curious. Who is it? Yeah, this is her. Who's this? Typically going to be the response. Then you hit them with the next thing. Hey, this is William. You submitted your info, yada, yada, yada. What I just said. Boom. Now they're going to read it because it's your second text and they're interested in what you're saying. First text coming in hot with a paragraph, gone. Second text, curiosity's got them. They're going to read it. Oh, I did submit my information about that. I do want to increase my home value. Or I do want to get that list of homes that you're offering. Here's my info, right? That's why the people in my group are closing at such high rates. And you're seeing posts like this, right? And this isn't the only one. These are just the ones that I have pinned. I mean, if you're looking at the screen, there's Robert. We just started a week ago. Now we have a listing for 37 acres, well over $1 million. Okay. Tamika, tons of ROI here. Okay. Just got my first listing. There's another one. They just keep going, right? That's not me to toot my own fucking horn here. That's just to show you that the system works. I am an agent. I owned a brokerage for almost 8 years. I just stepped away to start focusing on another company, but I still do real estate. Okay. I still do listings. I started this program that when I built this system, I actually never started out to build it to sell to sell anything to anyone. I started this out when I worked for eXp Realty when I first got into the business because I was tired of being taken advantage of by lead generation companies. And I decided I could generate my own leads. It kind of just turned itself into what it is today because people were asking me to help them once they saw all the leads I was generating. And it, one person came, another person came, and somebody posted in their group. And the social agent was born that way. It was literally born overnight. So I do this because I love doing it. It creates a good living for my family, but it also helps you guys grow as business people. And I thoroughly enjoy training all of you. I mean, that's why you see in the group, I allow my trainees to post. I talk to them. They have respect for me and I have respect for them, right? We're all in this together and I want to see you guys succeed. That's why I do these free webinars. I could be making a lot of money right now on the hour that I'm spending doing this call, the hour and a half I'm going to spend on this call or this webinar, but I'd rather do that training you guys how to close the leads that you're paying me to generate for you. Okay. So let's see, Stephanie O'Rourke, I'm going to answer some more questions. This is the part of the webinar, guys, where I need you guys to ask as many questions about follow-up as you can. I've got a few more things to cover, and then I'm going to open it up for Q&A, and I want to have a discussion. So we've got about 25 more minutes, and then we're going to move on. But first, ERC people, can you comment in the chat box? Let me know you're still there. Do you guys have any questions? Give me a second, guys. I just want to make sure that I'm taking care of them here. This was kind of pretty cool to have them on here today. And I want to make sure they're getting what they need out of this thing. Okay. All right, let's see. Oh, they might have dropped off already. But all right. So ask your questions. Let me answer them. I'm going to give you guys about 20 seconds to ask them, and then we're going to go into just Q&A mode here because I think I've shown you everything you guys need to see. All right, let's see here. So Stephanie said, I would rather they tell me to fuck off than waste my time. That's exactly right. So would I. I would rather them to just let me move on about my time. Don't have me in there, calling every day if I don't have to. It's pointless. Okay, let's see. Anybody else have any questions? Let's see. Do the ads photos typically match the area? And if needed, am I able to send you? Yeah, Will, you'll never have to do that. We have tens of thousands of photos that we use. We own the rights to that we buy. All of my graphic overlays are done on those. And before I do ads for people, I do market research. So I know exactly what the homes in your area look like. And all of the ads match homes in local neighborhoods. So it looks exactly like it's in your area. So absolutely. All right, let's see. Let's see. Anybody else? What do we have here? How quick after someone responds to an ad do you reply? How about in the evenings? That's the beauty, right? With Facebook, you're taking the ad to them, so they're not online actively searching. While I do agree that speed to lead is important on this particular situation, it's okay to call them a few hours later because they weren't looking for that information right that second. Okay, so it's okay to take a little bit longer. David, do we now have to have the stop in the first text do the carrier rules? No, we do not have to have that. And I don't have that in my CRM because that person submitted their information to us. So as a response, we don't have to have that because they've asked us to send them information. So that's not included. Now, if they do respond, stop. Okay, that's always. Is the yes, we don't have a triple dialer. The dialer is a single line dialer. With your CRM, do you blast emails directly to this? Do you do the blast emails directly? I think that should have been worded a little bit differently, but some will go to spam, some will go into the inbox. I mean, just like anything else, right? Some of my emails go to spam, some of them go to your inbox. I don't know how that works. It just does, but the bulk part of our emails go into the inbox. If we have the lifetime package, then the social ERM is the drip campaign. Yes, we do all of the setup for you. Everything's set, everything's lined in. We do all that work for you. What if you're great at technology? Or will it be so that's or aren't. That's the beauty, Veronica. This is built for everyone. I do all of the work for you. So whether you're super technical or not, I go in, I build all the ads, I set up everything, I integrate the CRM, I do it all. Literally, all you have to do is go into Ads Manager, flip the switch on, flip the switch off. Everything else is automated, done for you. Now, the people that are technical that want to learn how to build ads on their own afterwards so that they can build other ads in the future, they've got the ability to do that. The ones that don't want to do that, just don't. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of the training is you don't have to. Yes, Trinity, we do have a mobile app. In App Store or Google Play or whatever, it's social CRM all together, no spaces, and you'll have that there. April, please feel free to send me a message. I have the half off running right now, so I don't want to talk about prices on here because those change all the time. And this webinar will be posted on YouTube. So I don't want somebody to hear that and go, "Oh, that's what I'm getting the price for." I'm not doing that. So message me on Facebook and I'll send it over to you. Let's see, John, it's been a while since I ran ads. Can you look at my, John, please send me a message about that. Does anybody else have any questions about what we've gone over today? So we've covered a lot about follow-up, about pretty much everything here. And then, of course, the listings piece, right? We're generating those listings through the ads that I provide. I have 3-4 different sellers ads that I run. Those are done through the trainings. And the way I'm getting them listed is by using this follow-up method. I also use Smart Auto for more follow-up to get the initial conversation started. But being extremely aggressive is how we're doing 2 to 4 new listings per month. AJ, let me roll up here. I had a lot of stuff come in here. Let me see. Find your question that you had. Let's see. I don't see it here. Which one are you referring to? On the CRM, how do you review them in order? On CRM, how do you review them and order you receive them? I'm not exactly sure what you mean there. Jeanette Ramming, any update on the ability to create email newsletters on the CRM? I know you indicated that your programs, yeah, they're working on it. I'll actually check with them today. I don't have an ETA on it, but I know it is in development. Let's see. All right, AJ's question was, there's an option in the CRM for direct text to stop when a client, yeah, you can have that set, exactly. Taylor Stewart, if a lead doesn't respond via text on the initial message, what's your next message to them? The CRM will automatically send out more messages, but I text them separately. I'll text them again, same thing. Hey, is this Clint? I need to speak with you real quick. Something like that, just to entice them to ask me who I am. That's all I need is for them to ask me who I am. Alan Myers, is this, okay, we already talked about that. AJ, is the last question thing you posted the question that I missed? If so, I'm not exactly sure what I missed for you here. What other questions, guys, do you guys have for me? I want to make sure I get everything answered for you. It's probably going to be another month before I have another webinar. So please ask away. Terrence, okay. Take care, Terrence. We'll talk to you soon. All right, guys. Well, with that, we've run way over time. We're at about 1 hour and 10 minutes. I usually try to keep these at about 45. I'll answer a couple more questions and then we'll have to drop. Does the dialer use your number or is it assigned? It has to be an assigned number. Guys, it is against the government's CAN Spam Act to send out messages from your cell phone number. It's considered spoofing. It has to be a virtual number. So no matter what CRM you're using, it is always going to be a virtual number that gets sent out. But responses will come back to your cell phone. You're very welcome, Trinity. You're very welcome, Melissa. Um, let's see. Absolutely, Andrea, thank you very much for the kind words. If any of you want to get signed up for training, shoot me a message. I am booking out into May now. May, June, and July are going to book quick. I usually get about 100 to 150 signups right after these webinars. So message me if you want to get on. Otherwise, you guys have a great day. And I'll be here if you need me.